It's really great to see everybody on this beautiful, beautiful day in Washington, D.C. Okay, question? Yeah, go ahead. Sure. She's shocked that I picked her.
No.
She's like in a state of shock.
I'm not thinking, Mr.
That's
President.
okay. I know you're not thinking. You never do.
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
To say you're limiting the scope of the FBI investigation.
What does that have to do with trade? I don't mind answering the question, but, you know, I'd like to do the trade
It has
questions.
to do with the other
right.
headline in the news, which is the Kavanaugh
I know,
nomination.
but how about talking about trade, and then we'll get to that. We'll do that later.
Do you think the trade,
Anybody have a trade?
Do you
Go
think
ahead,
your trade
please.
deal will pass through Congress, sir?
Let's go. Come on. You want to, I guess, get off trade. I don't know.
Thank
People
you.
are falling asleep with trade.
Scope. So which is it?
Well, no,
Is
I didn't
there-
say anything on Friday. What I said is, let the Senate decide whatever they want to do is okay with me. And also the FBI. I think the FBI should do what they have to do to get to the answer. Just sit down, please. People,
Your campaign.
Wait. You know what?
That's
I
not
think
an
you
invasion.
should, honestly, I think you should let me run the country. You run CNN.
All right.
And if you did it well, your ratings
Let
would
me
be
ask,
much
if
better.
I may
Okay,
ask
that's
one other
enough.
question, Mr. President. I was
That's
going
enough.
to ask one of the other folks. have
That's
had-
enough.
Pardon me, ma'am.
That's enough. Put down the mic.
Mr. President, are you worried about indictments coming down? President,
I'll tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working for CNN.
Reporter who busts.
Well, I'm not a big fan of yours either, so
I understand.
to be honest.
So let me ask you a question, if I can. You repeatedly
you
said,
aren't the best.
Mr. President, you repeatedly over the course
Okay,
of the.
just sit down, please. Well, when you report fake news, when you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
Everywhere. Why are you
Because
pitting
they're very weak on
Americans?
crime.
Why
Excuse
are you
me.
pitting? Why are
Excuse
you
me.
pitting Americans
Peter.
against one another, sir?
Peter, what are you trying to be him?
No, I'm
Peter,
just
let me
asking the question.
Let me just tell you. Very simple. Because they're very weak on crime.
White nationalists. Now people are also
I don't
saying
know why you'd
that
say
the
that.
president.
That's such a racist
There are
question.
some people that say that now the Republican Party is seen as supporting white nationalists
Oh, I
because
don't
of your
believe
rhetoric.
that. I don't
What do
believe
you make
that.
of that?
Let me tell you, it's a racist question.
And Mr. President,
I
I
love
want
it.
to
You know what the word is? I love our country. I do. You have nationalists, you have globalists. I also love the world. And I don't mind helping the world, but we have to straighten out our country first. We have a lot of problems.
And Miss,
Excuse me, but to say that, what you said is so insulting to me. It's a very terrible thing that you said. You just have to sit down, please. Sit down. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. I'm not responding. I'm responding to. Excuse me. I'm not responding to you. I'm talking to this gentleman. Will you please sit down? Excuse me. Excuse me. Would you please sit down? Now, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now that the House of
Very
Representatives
hostile.
has fled,
It's such a hostile media. It's so sad. You asked me about. No, you rudely interrupted him. You rudely interrupted him. And you know what? That's why nobody trusts the media anymore.
My
That's
question
why
to you is, how is that gonna
Excuse me,
impact?
you didn't hear me. That's why you used to work for the Times and now you work for somebody else. Look, let me tell you something. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know what? You ought to be ashamed. You just asked your question in a very nasty tone. But you're just incapable of asking a question in a positive way. It's such a positive event, and you ask it in such a negative way. It just, I wish we had a fair media in this country, and we really don't. Keep your voice down, please. Keep your voice down.
Did you not?
How many? What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions. That's all it is, just a feeling. I'm a smart guy. I feel good about it. And we're going to see. You're going to see soon enough.
What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. Go ahead.
I
I think it's a very nasty question, and I think it's a very bad signal that you're putting out to the American people. The American people are looking for answers, and they're looking for hope. And you're doing sensationalism, and the same with NBC and Comcast. I don't call it Comcast. I call it Concast. Let me just for whom you work. Let me just tell you something. That's really bad reporting. Be nice. Don't
Mr.
be
President, my
threatening.
question
Don't
is-
be threatening. Be nice. Go
My-
ahead.
I
Say
don't
that.
call.
I didn't
These are
say
direct
that. No, it's
direct
such a-
quotes, sir.
Excuse me. Ready? Take a look at what I said. I want them to be appreciative of me, okay? And then you cut it off because it's fake news.
You and of your administration,
Listen,
absolutely.
Please, let me just finish. Probably better off not, because we don't get. He's a failed presidential candidate. He's a nasty person. I don't like the governor of Washington. So you know who calls? I get Mike Pence to call. I get the head of FEMA to call. I get the admiral to call. But what you didn't say, see, you started it off, and you talked about I have to be appreciated. But then, when you read the rest, it said, and that's why people aren't watching CNN very much anymore. That's why they don't like it. That's why your ratings are no good. Because you, even after knowing the truth for days now, you bring up the old lie. Read the rest of your question, the rest of your statement. Please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr.
But that's
President.
why CNN is not trusted anymore. They are not trusted. They are fake news. Remember that. Go. Wait. Quiet. He said he was going to ask a very simple, easy question. And it's not. It's not. Not a simple question, not a fair question. Okay, sit down. I understand the rest of your question. Quiet. See, he lied about he was going to get up and ask a very straight, simple question. So, yeah, I do. Let me tell you about the trouble.
Were there any mistakes in that?
Wait. I know who you are. Just wait. How much longer should we stay here, folks? Wait, let's see. I want to find a friendly reporter. I would. I tell you what. Do you want to set up the meeting? Do you want to set up the meeting?
No.
Are they friends of yours?
I'm just a reporter.
No, set up the meeting.
I know some of them, but I'm sure
Let's go. Set up a meeting. I would love to meet with the Black Caucus. Yeah, go ahead, please. And maybe that's a question you should ask China. Don't ask me. Ask China that question, okay? When you ask them that question, you may get a very unusual answer. Yes, behind you, please.
Sir, why are you saying that to me specifically?
I'm telling you. I'm not saying it specifically to anybody. I'm saying it to anybody that would ask a nasty question like that.
That's not a nasty question.
Please go ahead.
Why does it matter?
Okay. Anybody else? Please, go ahead in the back, please.
I have two questions.
No, it's okay.
But
We'll
you
go
pointed
here.
to me. I have two questions, Mr. President.
Next, please.
But you called on me.
I did, and you didn't respond, and now I'm calling on. By the way, why didn't you read that before?
I pulled it up the Wi-Fi.
No, but why didn't you read that before? You didn't read. I hate the concept of.
I'm reading it to you on my question.
Excuse me.
Are you a trustworthy?
Excuse me, very trustworthy.
Chameleon?
More so than you, because you know what? You didn't read the question. See, when you quoted Tim Russert, you didn't read what you just said. Read it again. Read it again.
I'll read it now.
Go ahead.
I'm very pro-choice. I hate the concept of abortion.
Okay, you didn't read. Why didn't you say, and when you asked the question before, that I hate the concept of abortion?
Because the question from the pro-life group
No.
can't be trusted.
You were
So
quoting
how
Tim
do you
Russert,
I'm
and you were quoting. Excuse
quoting
me.
you.
You were quoting Tim, and you were quoting me. Why didn't you read my quote the way I said it?
Sir, I tried to pull it up, and I didn't have Wi-Fi.
Well, then you got to get Wi-Fi, okay?
Well,
Don't ask me questions like that. You're not a very good reporter doing that. Okay, go ahead.
What do you say to Americans who are upset with you over the way you downplayed this crisis over the last couple of months? We have it very much under control in this country. The coronavirus is very much under control in the USA. It's going to disappear. It's like a miracle. It will disappear.
Instead of asking a nasty, snarky question like that, you should ask a real question. And other than that, I'm going to go to somebody else. Please, go ahead. Rather than asking a question like that, you should congratulate the people that have done this testing. And you should be saying congratulations instead of asking a really snarky question, because I know exactly what you mean by that.
Sorry, I just
The young lady in the back, please.
I just wanted to let my colleague finish.
Okay.
But can I ask you
Ladies
a
and
question?
gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Very, very ugly ending to that 1 hour appearance by the president in the Rose Garden, refusing to answer our own White House correspondent Caitlin Collins' question and going after another reporter, several reporters in the court.